As an admin in CSRconnect, if you offer incentives to your users, so meaning rewards for volunteering or rewards issued manually, you have the ability to completely create and manage these different programs. You'll do this from the CSRconnect admin panel. All incentive program settings live within budgeting and incentives. When creating a new incentive program, you'll need to start with a budget. So you'll start with a corporate cap. The corporate cap is the total amount that you want all of your budgets to roll up into. You can create corporate caps with no limits, or you can create a specific dollar amount limit. You can also have as many caps and then budgets within the caps as you want. To create a new cap, you just hit new cap, you'll name the cap, and then you'll enter whatever the amount is. From there, you'll create the budgets that roll up into these caps. So in the budget option, you will be creating budgets and adding them under each of your different corporate caps. Similar to the cap, your budgets can have no limit or they can have specific dollar amount limits. It's important to note that if you're working with a corporate cap that has a dollar amount limit, your budgets will only be able to equal up to that amount. You can always come back later and increase or edit these budgets and caps, but as you set them up, you'll want all of the budgets rolling up into the cap to equal the total amount of that cap or less. Similar to the caps, you'll create a new budget by naming your budget. You'll select the cap that it ties to, and then you'll enter the amount for that specific budget. Once you've got your corporate caps and budgets set up, it is time to start creating incentives. So from here, you'll click on incentives. You can go into the programs page and see all of your current active programs, your archived programs, and any programs you might have in draft. From this page, you can start from scratch with a completely new program, or if you already have some programs in here and you're maybe just copying over a program and making some updates, use CSRconnect admin who offers incentives to their users. You'll be able to manage all of these incentive programs, including the creation of new ones from the CSRconnect admin panel. You'll hover over your icon and go to CSRconnect admin, and then you'll be able to create or manage your current programs. If you're creating a new program, everything starts here with budgeting. So you'll want to click into budgeting and create your corporate cap and manage your budgets. Your corporate cap is going to be your overall amount that you have budgeted for the year or the period that you're making incentives. You've got to start with a cap and then your budgets build under that. Caps can be created with no limit or a specific dollar amount limit. And you can always come back and update or archive a cap if you need to change it or if you're done with it. To create a new cap, you'll hit new cap. You'll name your cap, you'll put an amount in, or you'll select no limit. Once your cap is created, you'll make the budgets that roll up under that cap. So budgets could be for the different programs you offer. Perhaps there's a volunteering program and then additional programs under some of your different initiatives that you would manually issue for. Your budgets will all be tied to a cap, and it's important to note that if you have a cap with a specific dollar amount limit, your budgets will not be able to exceed that limit. So when creating a new budget, it's very similar to the cap. You'll hit new budget, you'll name your budget, you'll select the cap that it's going to roll up under, and you'll put the amount in that it should be. Once you've created your corporate cap and the budgets you're going to be using within that cap, it's time to create your incentive programs. You'll do that from the incentives page. We've got a couple different options here, but to create new programs or edit an existing program, you'll go into programs. From here, you can see all of your currently active programs, your archived programs, and anything you might have in draft. On this page, it shows you the associated budget for each program, as well as the number of rules for the program that you can click into. If you're creating a new program, you'll select new program, and you'll complete all of the details on this page. You can give your program a name. You can also give it a friendly name that'll display to your users, and then a description. You'll determine who's eligible for the program. You'll determine which budget the program is tied to, and then you can set a per employee limit on this program. If you use currencies, don't forget to convert across all your currencies and ensure that the correct ones are selected. If you have compliance requirements, you can also enable those here. Once your program has been created, you'll add rules to it. So we'll use one of the ones that's already in here. when you create your rules, you will similarly to programs, go in here and hit new rule, and you'll have all similar information to fill out. So you'll name the different rules within your program. You'll describe what they are. So it might be, the description could be, for every 5 hours volunteered, you earn $50. It could also be something like, monthly, we reward users with an issued incentive to redeem to the charity of their choice. You'll select what type of role this is. So is this something that is based on the hours volunteered and that triggers earning an incentive? Or is it something that you are going to be issuing manually? If you use currencies, you'll have the opportunity to select those here. And then you'll put in all of the different settings that make up the role. So you can require users to upload a file while redeeming. You'll make decisions about the dates they're allowed to redeem these different incentives. You'll determine which organizations are eligible for incentive redemption. And you can add custom text throughout. So you'll make decisions like, user chooses charity, are approvals required or not required? And what kind of custom text do I have, as well as what kind of confirmation message is going to go to the users. You can also select to enable an expiration reminder. These will go out 10 days before the incentive expires, and custom affirmation statements if required. Now, if you are creating an incentive rule that is tied to volunteering, there's a few additional options. So you'll put in things like the hours threshold reached. So this would mean I volunteer for X hours, I earn this reward. And you'll see when you select that, there's a little bit of additional information to fill out. So for this, you'll add participation criteria. So is this an event participation, individual activity, project, or all? You'll select the charity bucket that's tied to participation. So for a lot of clients, this is their volunteer bucket. And then you can limit participation hours and redemption to the same organization. If you do this, you'll want to ensure that the same charity bucket is selected for participation and for redemption. So this would need to be a charity bucket with give eligible organizations. You can also allow for add your own organization. Again, you would not select this if you're redeeming hours to the same organization. And then you'll select the date range that participation makes them eligible. You can add some additional requirements like types and categories of events, and then you'll complete that same information in terms of redemption and communication that we just looked at. Once you've got all of this filled out, you'll hit Save Changes, and then your program will show here. It'll remain in draft status until you hit this Publish button. And then once published, that program is live and something that your users can start earning within. You can always come back in here and view the different rules within your programs that you've created. You can make edits to certain functionality in the rules once they're live, but not everything. And you can come back and view your old archive programs. If you need to restore those, you can do those here as well. Once your programs are live, you'll be able to manage your incentives in the incentives management page. You can see all the different requests coming in, and you can also manually issue incentives or revoke incentives from here if needed. On the home page, there's going to be an incentives page, and you can manage what shows there in the incentives page setting. So this allows you to customize the navigation tab name of this page, add descriptions, and customize the redemption totals that show to your users. Once you've made setting changes here, you'll hit save, and then this will be visible on the home page to your users. And that's a quick overview of how to create and manage incentive programs.